Hello everyone. See, in the previous sessions we have discussed about the different types of water demands, how to estimate the water demands, peak demand, okay, and the some of the methods of population prediction. Okay, so we have to solve numerical problems. Okay, so we'll try to solve in later sessions the numerical problems. So now that completes actually the module 1. Okay, so module 2 consists of the water treatment units. Okay, so we shall start with module 2. Okay, so module 2 deals with the treatment of water. Okay, in the previous sessions we have studied that. So first thing is we have to know what is the total amount of population to which the water is supplied, so that we will estimate by calculating the number of population is estimated by using different methods, and for that number, that is the future population of 3 to 4 decades is estimated, and for that population number the water treatment units are designed. Okay, so once that is confirmed, then the next thing is to know the treatment technologies. Okay, so why we have to treat this water, so what are the objectives of water treatment. Okay, so as we all know, the raw water which is extracted from river, canal or reservoir, so it contains lot of germs, organic materials, it contains disease causing organisms, pathogenic organisms, okay, and all other such impurities which has to be removed. Okay, so the first objective is to kill all pathogenic germs, so which are harmful to human health, and to remove the unpleasant and objectionable taste and odors from the water, because water, as you know, is a universal solvent. It may be mixed with many impurities which might have come along its way during its travel, and whenever the rainfall occurs, and when it travels, it may reach the rivers and stream, and that is the source of our water. So it may be having any dissolved impurities. Okay, so to remove the dissolved gases and to remove the color of the water should have the sparkling white color for aesthetic reasons, so as to people have to accept that water for drinking purposes, and we should make the water fit for domestic, industrial and commercial uses, and also to remove the microorganisms and collateral matters. So these are the major objectives of the water treatment. Okay, and to do all these things, so we have to have a treatment plant like this. Okay, so from reservoir till it reaches your home, all these things will happen. So raw water, so this raw water is nothing but the water which can be directly extracted from the lakes and rivers. Okay, so using the designated pipelines. Okay, so then we have a process called as screening. So screening helps to remove the large matter from the water, such as leaves, rubbish. Okay, so it contains of the perforated screens are called as bar screens. Okay, so which will remove the floating material from the incoming water stream. So then we have a process called as coagulants. So coagulants are the chemicals, okay, such as aluminum chloride and ferrous aluminum sulfate and ferric chloride. Okay, so it is commonly known as alum, that is added to remove the collateral impurities and from the water. Okay, so next we have a process called as sedimentation. Okay, so then here the settleable particles are removed. Okay, so that is by allowing the water to stand in the tanks for some amount of time, okay, which is called as detention time. So then we have the filtration system, so it can be done by using sand, gravel or even activated carbon to remove the suspended impurities from the water. Then we may be adding some, we have to do some pH corrections, that is to make the water fit for drinking. The pH should be in the range of 6.5 to 8.5. Then we may also add anti-corrosive agents, and at the end we have to do the chlorination process, that is disinfection process. In this module, also in your future modules, you will learn in detail about all these processes. Okay, so after doing all these processes, the water through the tap reaches your houses. Okay, so before reaching the water to your house, a single drop of water has to undergo all these processes, which is quite exciting, and also it requires lot of effort and lot of technology to get the clean water to your houses. Okay, so this is the overview of this module. Okay, so just to know in detail, so let us see now, before going into this subject, let us see a small video of a water supply project executed by the L&T Constructions. Okay, and courtesy to this video by L&T. Okay, so this is a World Bank funded project. Okay, so by L&T Limited for the Punjab state. Okay, so here the water is extracted from this Abohar canal. Okay, so details are listed here, you can just check it out. See, it required around 2 years to complete this project. So total benefited villages are 85 villages, and total population that is predicted, as you can see, it was in 2017, 2050 or 2047, 3 decades planning is being done. So here this is the source of the water. So as you can see, the water is extracted from this Abohar canal by this offtake chamber. Okay, so you can see the water is being extracted here by the pipelines. Okay, and it is taken to this raw water storage reservoir. This is called as raw water storage reservoir. Okay, so because the water is raw without any treatment, that's why this is called as raw water storage. Okay, so it is of capacity 1100 kiloliters. Okay, okay, so from here, so it is pumped using 3 sets of pumps. Okay, and it is taken to the treatment plant through the underground pipelines. Okay, so we have extracted water now, and we are taking it to the water treatment plant. Okay, so like we have, so this is the water treatment plant located at some place. Here we can see the different units. Okay, water is brought along from the underground pipelines, and this is called as aeration process, and the aerator used here is called as the cascade aerator, and it consists of a partial flume. Okay, and the water which is brought, and this is, we have something called as flash mixer. Here coagulants are added and mixed. So as you can see, the water is pumped out from the bottom, and the water is coming in a cascade form. Okay, so through these steps, that's why it is called as the cascade aerator. So here it splits the water molecule so that any bad odor gets removed, and the exchange of gases takes place here, so that water can be enriched with the dissolved oxygen. Okay, and this is the partial flume which is located next to the aerator. Okay, and through this the water passed through this flash mixer. Here the coagulants are added. Okay, and it gets uniformly mixed with the water. Okay, so from then the water enter to this chamber called as clariflocculator. Okay, so that means we have aeration, then we have this flash mixer, then we have this clariflocculator. So this can be either circular or rectangular flocculators can be used. Here in this case we are using a circular clarifloc. Okay, as you can see, the water is entering from this central pipe, and it is occupying in this both outer and inner chamber of this clariflocculator. And this you can see, it is a gangway, and the bottom is consisting of a slope. Okay, so here both clarification and flocculation takes place, because once you add the coagulants, we have to wait for certain period of time so that the solids settle at the bottom. Okay, and after the water is clarified, that is when the impurities are removed from this outer canal, the water enters into the next treatment unit, that is called as filter house. So this is the clarified water, and the water is entering into this filter house. So this may consisting of the rapid sand or slow sand filtration beds. Here in this case they are provided the rapid sand filter, so which when the water slowly starts to percolate through the bed of water filters, it gets filtered out, and the filter water is again taken to the next treatment unit, so which will be usually the disinfection process. Okay, so here you can see the various beds are there. Okay, so it will be arranged in the form of 6 beds or 8 beds depending upon the capacity of the water treatment plant. Okay, and the water is taken to the next treatment unit. Okay, so by after passing through the several beds of the rapid sand filters. See, this is the under drainage system after the filtration unit. So under drainage system are the under drain pipes which are meant to carry the filter water to the next unit. Okay, so that will be the disinfection unit or disinfection process. So we can use the chlorine gas, okay, or the bleaching powder for the process of disinfection. So here you can see the filtered water is coming here and it is being stored in the clear water tank. Okay, so here we can add any disinfectant, that means that this the liquid chlorine can be added, or chlorine gas, or the bleaching powder can be added, and it will be usually kept water is stored for a period of 30 minutes of contact time, so that all the pathogenic organisms will be killed. Okay, and it is having a clear water pump house, and we have the balancing reservoirs. So from this the water is stored in this balancing reservoir, and from those reservoirs the water is pumped to the individual houses through this underground pipelines. And this the reservoir, as you can see the water is stored in this overhead tank by this underground pipeline. Like this kind of tanks you might have also seen in your places as well, in and around. Okay, here so this water is stored in these tanks, and with the help of the gravity, okay, so the water will be pumped to the different parts of the city. Okay, so this is the usually process which is adopted, and you can see the backwashing sequence now. So this is the backwashing channel. After regular interval of cleaning out the clogged pores of this filter media, is we have to remove the clogged material from the filter house, and this is called as wash water recovery sump. Okay, and this is backwash water channel. Okay, so and this is the partial foam. See, this is the filter house. Okay, so here whenever the water is filtered out after a certain period of time, after 6 hours or 5 hours or once in a day, usually backwashing will be done. Okay, so from the wash water storage tank the water is being extracted. Okay, as you can see the water is being extracted here. Okay, and from the bottom through the under drainage system, okay, the water enters the clear water entrance. From the same area the fresh water is also taken from this area, and it is backwashed so that all the impurities gets removed. Okay, and the sludge is also removed, the sludge which is settled at the bottom of the clarifier. Okay, here when the water gets purified water gets out from this outer canal and enters into filter house, at the bottom the sludge will be settled. Okay, so to that we have a sludge sump here, and with a pump, okay, the sludge is sucked, okay, and pumped, and it will be taken to the sludge thickening unit, because the sludge contains more than 95% of the moisture and it has to be removed, and the sludge is being allowed to stand in this sludge drying beds. Upon natural sun drying, the moisture contents get evaporated from the sludge, and that sludge can be used as a good manure, because most of it contains the organic matter, the silt and clay. Okay, so it can be used for the different purposes. Either it can be used as a soil conditioning, okay, or it can be used as a manure if it is having a very good organic content. Okay, so this is how the water is being treated using a water treatment plant. Okay, the sludge drying beds. Okay, you can see, so the sludge is pumped in the liquid form. Okay, and we have the chlorine house sequence. Okay, so that means after the water is filtered, we have to supply the chlorine, which acts as a disinfectant to kill the pathogenic bacteria. And these are the chlorine gas cylinders which will be stored in this chlorine house. Okay, so using a pipeline of decided dosage, the chlorine is added to the flowing water stream. Okay, and the water is disinfected, and the chemicals will be usually stored here. Okay, that may be the alum and other chemicals which are used to treat the water. And this is the complete layout of the water treatment plant. Okay, so let us stop now. Okay, so we shall discuss in detail about the different units which you have seen here in this video. Okay, this is the village service overhead reservoir through which the water is supplied. And the user gets the water. Okay, like you might have seen, all these process has to happen, okay, before the water reaches your house. You might have seen how much complexity is involved, how much chemicals are involved, how much effort is involved. Okay, so it's really a big process which water has to undergo before reaching your individual houses. Okay, so we'll stop at this stage. Okay, you can go through the video once again, so that once if you study, if you go beyond for the next sessions, so we might be talking and dealing about the different units which you have seen here, like aeration, sedimentation, filtration, rapid sand filtration, slow sand filtration, how the treatment process occurs, what is the chemical dosing, how much chemical has to be used. So all these things, okay, can be discussed. Once if you have understood this completely, then you can proceed further. Okay, so let us stop at this stage, and we shall continue in the next class about the water treatment in detail.